Good afternoon, guys. It's been a long time since we last did it, and I'm happy and very excited to be speaking with you again. And earlier this morning, I just want to share, I just met with the marketing arm of one of the top real estate and property developers in the country to discuss their upcoming leadership and management training need on February 20th at one of their offices. And one of the preferred topics that was brought up during the face-to-face meeting was, how to effectively delegate tasks and activities to our employees, and of course assign these tasks very effectively. So during the meeting, and this is also one of the things or learnings that I'm going to share during training, I talked about the A's of effective delegation, and I call them the A's of effective delegation because all of these words or action words in particular start with the letter A. So today, like right now, I'm gonna walk you through these A's of how to delegate tasks and activities, to our employees very effectively. So here we go. If you have something to write on, go ahead and grab it. And we're going to start with the first A. Of course, this is going to be very quick. It all starts with keeping the person informed or leveling expectations with the employee, at least beforehand, that a very important task or a part of what the supervisor or manager does is going to be shared with him or her. So the first A is awareness. So you have to advise, which is another A, by the way, so it's up to you whether you want to make them aware, awareness, or advise. So the leader has to advise the person beforehand or set expectations with him or her that a major task is going to be delegated or assigned to him. So that's the first A, awareness or giving, advice. So the second A, of course, is explaining what the assignment is. So here, the supervisor or manager must answer, or must provide the answers to the questions what, when, where, who, why, which, and all of those W's and an H. All right. So that's part of assignment, and more often than not, supervisor managers end at explaining what the assignment is, providing details of what to do. And but the thing is, it's not enough. That's why we have come up with all these A's. That's just one piece of the puzzle. That's just the start of it all. If you really want to delegate effectively, and if you want to set up your employee to success, then it's not enough that you make them aware that something is going to be delegated to them, and of course explaining what the assignment is. You have to provide other details, which I'm going to share with you right now. Up next would be, so we already have aware or advice, then we go to the assignment. The third ingredient of effective delegation is, or the third A, is authority. Okay, our employees would appreciate if we would also detail to them what the scope or limit of their authority is. When we say authority, we're talking about, okay, what aspects of this activity you're assigning to me could I or I may decide on by myself that I don't have to, consult you. Now, what are the aspects of this task or assignment you're giving to me that I need to get your buy-in first as my boss, or I need to consult you about first, and that both of us would have to arrive at a decision about it, okay? It is very important that we also, explain what the limits of authority for a certain assignment are, so that you would not end up, blaming your employee or coaching them on what they weren't supposed to do, or what they were supposed to do but they didn't do because it's not clear to them, what their limits of authority are. All right, so that's the third A of effective delegation. So just to keep, or rather give you a very quick review, so awareness, assignment, and then of course the authority or the limit of authority. The next A in effective delegation would be the accountability. Accountability is different from assignment because, as per definition, accountability is, the aspect of the job, the task, the assignment, or anything else being delegated to you that you have to understand, because when something goes wrong, all right, or when you come short of expectations, or when things don't go to your favor, things don't go well, so what are the aspects of the job that you're going to be held liable for, that your boss, because you were given the task to work on it or to be on it, would, well, for lack of a better term, bring to your attention, or something that you would be reprimanded about. All right, so it's much more important that you also explain the accountability or the aspect of the job or the task or the assignment that's being delegated to a person that he or she is going to be held liable for. Okay, so we already have 4 so far, right? So we have awareness, then the assignment itself, then the limit of authority, and then this just now, the accountability. All right, and then of course there are 2 more aspects to delegate effectively, and let me say those 2 in one go. All right, we have, of course, you got to explain what the altitude is, what the level of performance you're expecting from your employee, so that your employee would know what for you, as per your standards, is poor, good, very good, excellent, or outstanding. If our employees, when we're giving tasks to them, are in the know of what your performance indicators are, like the things that if they are able to accomplish them, that it would put a smile on your face, you would be happy about, their outcome or output. So these are called performance indicators or success criteria. So you gotta lay down, you gotta enumerate what your success criteria are, what the standards of the performance that their output or outcome, okay, is going to be measured or evaluated against. Once again, your employees would appreciate if they know what level they need to be able to, to bring the outcome or the event of their task or assignment to, so that, they would make you happy, satisfied, and contented with the entire result of the assignment. All right, so that's altitude. And last but not least, of course, we want to motivate them, okay? We want to inspire them. We want to make them confident about what they're capable of accomplishing. So it's very important that you also, take care of the attitude part of it all. All right, it's not just the altitude. It's not just communicating what your expectations are, what the performance standards are. It's also about you, trying to correct or enhance their attitude, so they would have not only the confidence, but the readiness, and of course the competencies to be able to pull it off, as far as the accomplishment of the task is concerned. All right, and then of course I'm not going to elaborate on this anymore, but you know what the last piece of the puzzle is? It's going to be action. All right, implementation. I think the only thing about it that I'm going to share with you is, once they start doing or working on the task, the assignment, all right, that you'd be monitoring and tracking their progress, so you could manage their performance and control things as they go. All right. So of course, once again, just to give you a quick recap of the As of Effective Delegation, make sure you make them aware. All right, advise them beforehand, just to set expectations. And then, of course, you have to explain in detail what the assignment is. You also have to elaborate on the limits of authority, so they would know what aspects of the job they can, decide on by themselves or with consultation with you. And of course, the accountability, so they know what aspects of the job they're going to be held liable for. All right, and of course, there's the altitude part, so they would know what your success criteria or performance indicators for them are, so they would know if they're doing the job well or not, okay? And then, of course, the attitude part, there should be motivation and inspiration along the way, so that you would give them the confidence, the know-how, and the can-do attitude to be able to accomplish the job. So there you go, guys. So let me tell you this. If you, when you're delegating tasks to your subordinates, all right, have all of these elements, aspects, ingredients to the explanation of the task or the assignment itself, you can be certain that you are setting up your employees for success.